Hi, welcome to this brief demo of how you can use the power of Nimbalyst to work better with Codex and Claude Code. Nimbalyst is an agent-native visual workspace for builders. We really believe that a new tool is needed for this new way of working that helps you to maximize your speed, your bandwidth, and your context as you work with coding agents like Codex and Claude Code. We think the key to working fast with high bandwidth and context is being visual. Humans are visual. And so as we work with our agents, with each other, we need to be able to work visually on our files, our sessions, and our tasks. And that's what I'm going to show you today in Nimbalyst. And for those of you who are already using it, I want to show you a lot of tips and tricks to be a power user. So we are going to be pretending that we're builders for a clone of Hacker News. So News for Hackers, it's a GitHub project I was able to just download to sort of mock this up for a good demo. And so we're going to be builders on that. And we're going to be thinking about a feature today. Maybe we're a product manager, a designer, a developer, or all three. We're going to be thinking about a feature to put ads into News for Hackers. Hacker News itself would probably hate that, but it's a good use case to show this demo here. So that's what we're going to be going through together today. So let's jump into Nimbalyst. And we're going to start over here in agent mode. So you have your different modes right here. We're going to start in agent mode. And really the focus of agent mode is you're thinking about a session, you're chatting, you're going back and forth with the agent, and you probably have many of them running at the same time. And so you're trying to organize that and keep your work going. You have shortcuts for everything. So I usually get to agent mode through Command K. I'm going to try to remember in this demo to go by clicking so you can see what I'm doing, but use the shortcuts for everything. So you're here in agent mode. And what's the first thing you might do if you're going to add some ads into your content platform? You might do some competitive research. So we're going to go up here and click New Session, or Command N, Command Shift N from anywhere will just pull you right into this screen with a new session. And I've got some prompts already pre-made here. So we're going to come in and say, hey, we're thinking of building a UI so businesses, et cetera, and we're just going to run this prompt. And I have most of these pre-done, so mostly I won't be typing and having us wait. We'll just jump through them, but just to get it going, show you how it works here. So classic interface, and you're going on waiting for the agent here. You can pick which models you're using and which agents. If you set those up, you set them up over here in the settings. And it comes back with a nice visual interaction. And we'll show that as we go through. Sometimes they'll have questions, sometimes they have reports, and we're showing those visually to you, which can be quite nice. So here it's kicking off sub-agents, and you can go and see what it's doing there and keep track of it. But that gets a little boring to watch. So let's actually now show you on this left side. So you're working in your session here. On the left side, you have your historical sessions. And I find I have so many, it's hard to keep track of them. So we're trying to add features to help you sort and search and the like. So I could come here and search. So let's actually search for a previous Reddit ad analysis that I did. So you can see it's that one down here. And we're going to jump into that. I can show you that already done. Another way to search that I really like is Command L. So I can't show you me clicking on that, but Command L brings you into this from wherever you are in the app, and you can find all of your sessions. So again, I can say Reddit, and it would pull you those too. But also you notice here, if I can tab across, and it'll search not just the names, it's auto naming, but it'll search not just the names, but it'll search down into the actual prompts itself. So you can go much deeper in. So I can look across all the different times I've done that and then jump into one. So we've jumped into this one here, and we'll jump ahead. So we've done our competitive research already. It went and analyzed the UI of Reddit for its ads. And you can see it shows some nice graphs for you and sort of feature gap analysis. So really nice to have a visual conversation because it can show you more things. You can interact with that. And so then I might, now let me explain the right side of the screen to you. We'll get into this later when we implement and the like. It's showing you the tasks as it goes along. But over here, I really like this. It's the files that have been edited and worked on by the by this session, or we'll get into work streams. If you have multiple sessions together tied in a work stream, all of the ones by that work stream. And so now you can just click on it and see what it said. And I've been demoing this several times in this thing. So I already had something there, and it came back in and updated it. So you can see the red-green diffs that it's making. And I can step through these red-green diffs and accept them and reject them, or just for speed here, I'm in the demo, I'm just going to select them all. So now I've got all together my session. I can keep talking to it. I can go here and myself edit this file. Say, another really key point I realized about Reddit's ads as compared to my News for Hacker ads is, Reddit ads are great or whatever. And then I'm editing it, it's editing, we're all working together. So let me pause and see if there's comments or questions coming in. So does agent, and you can go ahead and do that on YouTube or LinkedIn. I'm not sure that works on Twitter X. Does agent mode use more tokens than plan mode? Concerned about daily, weekly limits? No. So let's be clear first. There's agent. It's a little confusing. We should change the name. We call this agent mode, which is just working in your sessions. I think what the questioner is referring to is down here. You can switch your coding agent between planning mode, where it will only plan. You can also do it this way just by typing /plan. And there it won't implement. So because often it gets excited and runs off and implements unless you have it in this mode. So if you put in this mode, you're saying, nope, just plan. Don't go change anything. I'm going to review the plan. If you put it in this mode, it can implement and code and the like as well. So there's no difference in the token use in and of itself. The difference is just based off of what it's actually doing. So often in agent mode, it goes and codes, and that might be a lot of coding and will take more tokens, but there's no inherent difference. Another nice feature visually, if you're worried about your tokens, here's my Claude usage, and my window just refreshed, which is quite nice, and my Codex usage. And so you can see that there, and it warns you and gets red as you're getting high on that. Okay, so we did the first use case, and we've understood our competitors. So now what we might want to do is, one last thing here before we move on. We're trying to organize all of our different sessions here. So we have a nice Kanban board here for that, where you can come in and you can see this is the one that's happening right now. It's still running, and we're in planning mode on this ad analysis. And you can see a bunch of the other prompts we'll be going through. And you can jump down into them to see, to open them up. So in this case, this one is saying, oh, it's waiting, it has a question for me, needs input. So maybe I'll jump down into that and see what it's asking. So let's continue on. And the next thing we want to do is analyze our customer feedback. So I have a nice prompt for that. And here I'll start using shortcuts for my own speed. So I did Command-Shift-New to start a new, oops, I wasn't in the window, to start a new window. And I'm going to drop in and say, hey, let's analyze. I have like Lenny's podcast transcripts downloaded just to have a bunch of data. Let's analyze that and look through to see how they're talking about ads as a strategy. So maybe we can learn from our customers, because some of those folks might be customers for our News for Hackers. So we go ahead and hit that, and I'll go ahead and do it, and it'll start running. But now let's jump down here and see what I've done before. Oh, you saw that blue dot there? That showed that I hadn't looked at this yet. So it's a nice indicator of you got to go back and check what happened here. We got tagging to show this is complete. And so now we're in here, and you've got a nice analysis of those podcasts. What I wanted to show you here is another kind of editor that you can use. And I think I have it here. Yeah, so let's jump into this. And it pulls me across. And I'm actually going to show you another feature here. Sometimes I like to work with it all together here. Sometimes I really want to focus in on the editor itself. And so that will take you to agent mode over here. This is where files mode. It's where you can focus in on the editor. but you can also get to it from here. So I could open this by clicking, I just did here, or I could right click, open in files mode. And now it brings you, see it's switched to here. I've got my file tree on the left. I've got my chat now on the right, but my focus is really in on the document. And if I really want to focus there, I can click this away. You can do that with your shortcut too. This shortcut is Command E, so I can do that to get that out of the way. And I can click here to get that out of the way. And I'm just really in the editor. I'm always kind of wanting AI with me, so I tend to leave that here. So now I've got a CSV editor. We saw a Markdown editor. Now I'm in a CSV editor. Same stuff where I can come and keep and accept changes. I can edit with it here, and we'll do a little bit more of that in a bit. That question came in. It would be nice to add more information in the Kanban items text so that we have more context of the actual feature that we want to implement later. Okay, good feedback. Yeah, I did. Let me just show you quick here. You can click into it. Oh no, that's coming. So yeah, good point. We'll add more there. I think. Oh, here it is. You can hover, and then you can see the history there. So I think that answers your question. All right, so we're back here in Lenny's podcast, analyzing that, and I think that's what I wanted to show you here. But let's just do this. We're going to chat, and you can iterate with it. So in this case, I might want to say, summarize what is here in a, keep clicking away for the podcast here, in a Markdown document. And it'll go off and do that. Give me the link, I can open it. So I'm really focused here, and I might be actually editing. I might say, oh, I know this person, and a key thing of their usage with Reddit was XYZ, right? So I'm iterating, the agent's iterating. This is a big thesis of ours, is that you want to be visually working with your agent, seeing what it's changing, it's seeing what you're changing, all working together. All right, so another use case. We understood our competitors, we're analyzing our customers. We might want to understand the usage data of our platform itself and analyze that. So I'm just going to show you some MCP. I'll just jump right to it here. So let's see, post hog. Do I not have? Oh, here it is. So in here, I asked it to using my skills command. So that's an important thing to show. Down here, you can use all of your built-in commands and skills. And we have one that I like to use for our own post-hog analysis, and I'm also using it for this demo. And then you also down here, while I'm here, you can @command mention things as well. So let's grab that and talk about it. So seeing some features there. But we come in here and we do a post-hog analysis, and it goes off and analyzes the cohorts. And I've already shown you the graphing. That was the big thing I wanted to show you there. So you're iterating back and forth and analyzing, and now you understand your customers as well. So now let's go ahead and create a plan. So I think I did that here. I'll just show you kind of the thread /plan. We already showed you /man. Plan mode. So create a product plan for the ads interface based off of, and then I mention a file and focus on the strategy, the goals, and it goes off and does some sub agents and makes this plan. So now let's jump back into files mode and really work there a little bit on this plan. So I'm going to open up in files mode, just to make sure I showed you here. You have all your different file tree for the project. You can filter and sort that to show maybe only markdown files, maybe only files with uncommitted changes. So that's important to know about. And you can click here and jump around in the file tree. But you really want to work in here. And we already showed you can come in here, and I might want to change this and say key or something. And then I can also come over here and let's just do a little bit of editing. So I don't see a mermaid document in here. I'm going to want to do that. Let's just improve the goals, add a 5th goal and take away the 3rd, just to show you a change. File mode versus agent mode. Is the difference only the larger editor view and other functionality remains the same? Yes, in a sense, we are showing you different views on the same information. You have your chat, your sessions, you can do whatever you want in the session. You've got your documents, your files. Here, you're really thinking about files and jumping around this way. Here, you're really thinking about sessions and jumping around that way. So otherwise, a lot of the functionality is the same. The difference with this one is that you have this view here, and I forgot to show this to you. Let's open up a file. So you can also just fully see the file here and just see the agent. So a lot of folks work more here because it has all of it, and then you're going to jump back into files mode. The other thing this has here is it's got the git commits and showing you the files that have been changed by that session. So there's more in this view. The functionality is the same. There's no difference, but there's just more shown here. Whereas in files mode, you're really going to be focusing in on that file. You got your agent to help you. Of course, this agent over here, it can do anything. I could type in, say, hey, go modify this file here, and it would do it. And often I do because I just don't want to jump, but that's how it works. Okay, so we were, that was too vague. Okay, so just make it up. It's coming back with its questions. So we're going to let it make some changes here. I'm hoping that would be done before we got back. Maybe one thing we can do while it's working is I want to show you this. I can go ahead and take this file. Oh, here it is. It's finished. So it's got some red, green. I think I already showed you a bit of this, and I can step through that and say, let's keep number 3. No, let's keep the change. Let's change that, and then let's actually keep the number 4, and we'll keep it that way. So keep means keep the change that it made. Revert means take away the change. So we're editing there. Let's go ahead and kick it off making a mermaid file. So after the goals, make a mermaid showing this feature. It'll go do that. And while it's doing that, I'm going to want to show you file sharing. So if you're in here and authenticated, which I am with our old domain name for the demo. So in here, if I'm authenticated, so up here with account and sync, then I can come and share this out. Let's just do that, and then we'll accept the mermaid. So I can share a link of this for some amount of time, and it's shared out. It's encrypted, so we cannot see it. It's shared out to Cloudflare. But anyone with the link can see it. So be careful with that. I can copy that link. It's now shared out. And I won't go and show it, but it's now shared and you can read it. So we made a nice mermaid diagram. I love visual, again, for everything that I'm doing. It will show you Excalidraw in a minute, but I want to have a visual to understand. I see pictures worth 1,000 words, right? So we're going to go ahead and keep this, and it'll come in nice and big. And there it is. And it's showing my whole system here. And I can edit that myself using mermaid language, or I can, of course, go and iterate back and forth with, just done there. I can iterate back and forth with the agent to improve it, which is what I tend to do because I don't like to work in mermaid language. So that's a good demo of that. So now we've built a good plan and we've shared it out. Maybe, we're going to share it out to our team and say, hey, everybody, give feedback on that. What do you think? And now let's go ahead and mock it up. So maybe I'll just stay over here and say /mockup and say mock up the main pages for this. Actually, I have it. Let me just copy it in to make it good. So mock up the main UI for the advertisers to create a new campaign and target it with an amount to spend. So a nice ad interface there. So it's going to go ahead and do that, and we'll let it run. I have tokens to burn, but I'm going to go and show you that already done because it'll be a little quicker. Before I do, I had wanted to show you a style guide. So this mockup command is quite nice. It's a command we ship with. You can, of course, edit it however you want. It's just over here in your .claude commands, and everything's just marked down, so you can just edit it. But what's nice about it is it goes and it makes a style guide first if it hasn't made one yet. And so I do already have one made. Let me go find it here. I can scroll like this just to show you. I can also sort, go in here. But let's look at the style guide. So it looks like Hacker News, surprisingly enough, and because we cloned it, and it's got all of the style stuff it should be using. And this works quite well. And so then it goes and it's still working to make this mock-up. So let me go find you one that I've already made. And just to show you another way to work, this is Command O, so to open a file. And so here I might want to just search for a mock-up that I've made. And here's my create a campaign mock-up. I don't know how recently I did the same thing. You can tab in to search the contents of that file. So here's one that I made in a previous demo, create a campaign. And it's a nice mock-up that I can work in here. Oh, actually, this is a PNG. So let me actually find a true mock-up that I've made. Here we go. So yeah, let's look at this one. All right, so this is a true mock-up. And in here now I can work. So I could go ahead and look at this in HTML. I could just view the source and edit it if I know what I'm doing. I generally don't, but you can come in here and edit it, and sometimes I do. Or you can iterate with the agent itself. So I could come and say, what do we want it to do here? Maybe we want to, I don't know, let's just say, oops. And you see it grabs that annotation, and then I can come and say, make this so they can enter multiple destinations. I don't know if that even makes sense. And so it'll go off and think, and it's going to show me a before and after between those two. And like always, we want to see what the agent's doing and improve it. So there are a few questions. So let me see here while it's thinking. Are all the slash commands you're using in this demo standard Nimbalyst ones, or have you added your own custom ones? In this demo, I have added my own. We have a project. If you go to GitHub/Nimbalyst, you can see we have, I think they're all organized under one now with some of the ones that we like. And so you can always just grab those and bring them in. All right, so it's gone ahead and worked, and it's still working, but I think we can show this to you while it's going. So you've got your before and your after. And so here I can see it's added to destination URLs. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And you can split the traffic. So that could be a nice feature. And so we're going to go ahead and keep that. And you see it's now showing the after. I really like that because I can iterate and see and decide and the like. All right, so we've mocked it up. And now the next thing we might want to do is turn this into tasks for us to work on. So there are two ways we could do that. And we're going to jump back to, oops, I'm keep getting out of my, I'm going to jump back with Command K to agent mode. And we're going to hit Command N to make a new session. And we're going to say, one thing we could do is add the tasks for I forget, I've done it so many times. We'll just grab one of them, the ads product strategy to linear. And we have an MCP with linear. I'm not going to do this because it might, can't remember if I have it in the demo linear or not. And I don't want it to go to our linear. But I could also go ahead and add it to the task management for this project. So we have tasks in, and I won't do that because I've already done it, but I'll show you here. We have a tracker system. As I was making these plans, it was auto adding them in and scoring them, and you can configure that and how it works. And I did this just as I was practicing a half hour ago. I went ahead and added in the tasks for this project. So it went and took them to bill ads for our News for Hackers. So went in here and added them, made them as to-dos, gave a rating to them, etc. This system works. We have many people using it, but it's an area we're focused on to improve significantly. So would love feedback on that. But now I can go and edit this, and AI can edit it, and AI can use it. The agent can use it for its work, and I can use it for its work. So all integrated together visually. Next thing we want to do is understand our architecture. And I'll speed up a little bit because a lot of this is the same themes. And so let's go ahead, and I had demoed this already. So an adds architecture diagram. So I came in here and said, create an architecture diagram showing how all this works. We already saw some stuff in Mermaid, but I really like working in Excalidraw. And so this is an example of that. So it's gone ahead and already built it. Here it is. So I'm going to open it over here. And I guess it had a problem. It didn't build it. All right, well, we'll build it now. So create an architecture diagram. I got a prompt for it here. So, all right, so we'll let that work while I show you a few other things. So, yeah, I think the next thing that we're going to do is actually now implement. So we've been planning a lot, and we find that planning is 80% now. And when you do a lot of work well with the planning, the implementation, the agent handles quite well. The better you plan, the more you share context that's in your brain with what it's thinking, the more you write that all down and make diagrams and figure it out, the better job it does. And then you can go off to that 20%. All right, so it's decided to import it from Mermaid. That's fine. We'll let it go ahead and work. And so let's go ahead and now jump back into, well, it'll work. We won't watch it work. Let's jump back into this mode and actually implement. And so here we're going to jump into a work tree. I want to first let me explain work streams, and then we'll talk about work trees. So back here, if we were maybe on this project here, we're thinking about our strategy and goals, and we wanted to organize our sessions by having the sessions related to, maybe this is a long project. We're thinking about our strategy and goals for a while. Or maybe let's do this one. It's a little easier. Let the podcast analysis. There's tons of data in there. We really want to pour through it. It's the next day's project, and we're going to analyze that. Well, rather than having a bunch of scattered threads in here for different sessions, while we're also simultaneously doing 5 other things, because we're all multitasking with our agents, we can come up here and hit the plus sign. And this is going to turn, you see the logo icon changed. It turned it from a session on its own to a work stream. And the power of the work stream is the different sessions, like many of them, are across here. And in one sense, they're just normal sessions doing their normal thing. There's 2 benefits. It's grouped for me to keep track of it. And the files that it's over here are grouped too. So in this work stream, like I can look at changes across everything, but it's really nice to have them grouped by work stream. And we're all looking at this CSV and the like. And so that's a nice grouping, and that's a nice grouping. So that's the power of work streams. And you can use that even if you're not a developer and you're just trying to stay organized. If you're now implementing, you don't have to, but you might want to think about work trees, which are work streams in the sense of you have your tabs tabbed together, and the same I was talking about with the files, but they're a Git concept where you are taking your work and separating it from your main branch of Git, and you can work and make all your sort of changes and decide at the end, am I going to bring it in or not without polluting everything else that you have in Git. And so that's a great feature. You can work in work streams. Of course, you don't need to implement in work streams. You can implement directly and not in work streams, and plenty of folks do that. But I was just wanting to show you the work streams here. So here I went and said, I had one work stream that said, implement the front end. Oh, and I should show you that. I should have done that. You can jump to the prompts, the chat prompts here. There's only one here, but if you have tons of them, it's a nice way to jump around. And on this one, I said implement the backend. So we'll do that here. Implement the backend. So it went off and worked. And you see the files that it changed. And the same thing. You can look at code files see what was changed, edit it yourself. I have to accept this and then edit it. We'll go ahead and do that. And then, etc. And so you can iterate there. And then once you're done, you can come back and say, okay, this all looks good. I've gone and checked out the different files. Importantly, we're noting here files that have changed and whether it's been committed or not. So lots of symbols for you here. How many files have been changed? Have you looked at it or not? If there's a question waiting for you, it indicates that here with a little question thing saying get back, and it's waiting on you, because sometimes you're waiting for a long time and you're wishing it was done, but it was waiting on you. And then at the end here, you can come and say, we're going to go ahead and commit these files. I'm not going to do it because I'm jumping around super fast and not paying attention to what I'm doing. And you can have a nice message here, and AI can help you with the commit. When you do that, well, let's actually go ahead and do it. Commit this. Go ahead and commit it. And it will come in here with a nice message and tell me what it's committing, which is really helpful to me. I'm not a developer, so when I'm committing, I'm less clear on sort of what's happened. I'm building our whole website and other applications, and that's helpful to me. All right, so the last things I wanted to show you. Yes, this will be recorded and published. Or you can just find it on YouTube and LinkedIn, and then we'll put it other places too, but it should just be saved there. Let's see, what else? I wanted to show you the Excala draw. So let's jump back to that. Okay, so that's pretty ugly. But you can come in here and edit it. Normally it does a much better job. And however you want, put in your own stuff and code it. And what I would tell it here is clean this up and make each box separate and put some colors, please. Right, so it'll go off and work on that. We won't spend the time on that. A few other just quick things, and then we'll conclude. Trying to do it in half an hour here is a terminal. So you have the terminal built in here. And this is where I'm running my Hacker News site. This is, it's actually running, and I play with it. And you can add more terminal sessions, and so just do whatever you want to do, and et cetera, et cetera. And so that's nice. Oh, of course, you can do dark mode and light mode, whatever you prefer. The terminal will refresh dark. You have to refresh the app if you run one or the other. There you go. So Command R refreshes the app. A little bug there. And then the other thing, let's go back into light mode, which people say is better for demos. And then we will just show you MCP. So I showed you the using some MCP with PostHog, but I can come in here and do project, or at the project or the team level, set up my MCP server. So at the project level, the difference here is these are things that are just for this project. I have lots of projects. I have this demo one. I have one for our website. I have one for where we're working in the core Nimbalyst as we all work together, et cetera. And so some things I might, like in this one, I might want to just set up only for, so it doesn't use my main thing versus the main thing elsewhere. So, but here's where you go ahead and set them up. And we got some out of the box, but if you want other ones, you can go here and just ask Claude or Codex to tell you how to do it. I think that's it. Thank you very much for your time. Just to come back to the web page here. There's a lot on the web page. We have some use cases and the like. The docs are right here. And there's a lot in there. We're trying to add more and more videos. And we'd love your feedback. We're so excited to be building this. We really think it is a better way to work, a visual way to work with our agents. And that's our focus, is helping all you as builders. And so thank you for your time, and have fun with Nimbalyst.